Hey everyone, you're welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be teaching you all how to crochet these beautiful roses, which are quite unique and beautiful. Very simple, beginners friendly. If that sounds like something you're very much interested in, please hit on the subscribe button down below if you're not yet subscribed and join the amazing family. Now let's begin. And these are the necessary materials I will be using through the course of making this flower bouquet. I'll be using my hot melt gun and the glue. Then these are some wooden sticks for making the body part of the rose. Then these are some wrapping papers. This is my 3.5mm crochet hook, and these are some sticky butterflies and some yarns, which is the red and the green color. So that's all for all I'll be using for the bouquet, but for the rose I'll simply be using the yarns. Now let's get started. For the rose I will be using my 3.5mm hook, just as you can see, and this red and green color of yarn. Now for the rose petals, we will be using this red yarn. For reference sake, I will be doubling my strand because this is a 4-ply yarn, which is not big enough. It actually looks thin, as you can see, so I always love to double my strands. But if you have a bigger size yarn, depending on the ply, you can actually use that, and it's recommended hook size. Now let's roll over and get started. To begin, make a slip knot just like I'm trying to do, and then you're going to make a chain. Now we are going to chain a total of 60, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go ahead and chain up to 60, and I will see you guys once I am done chaining up that. So guys, I am done chaining up, and this is a total of 60. Like I said, we can count from here to the end, and that is 60 in total. Now I am going to actually use my measuring tape to check what I have right here. Using my measuring tape to measure, I actually have a total of 15 inches when stretched. Okay, so for reference sake, I have 15 inches. Okay, now for row 1, after we are done confirming the size of our chain or the chain length, I am going to chain up to 1 and 2, then yarn over and make a double crochet stitch on the 4th chain space from there. So count 1, 2, 3 and 4 and make a double crochet stitch on the very 4th chain space right there, just like this. We are making a double crochet stitch. So guys, the first 3 chain spaces that we skipped is going to be serving as a double crochet, okay, while the rest are continuous double crochets. So go ahead now and start making other double crochet stitches, 1 double crochet stitch on each chain space on this row. So the instruction for row 1 says 1 double crochet stitch for each chain space. Okay, so keep making that and I'll meet you at the end. And now I am done making my double crochets from the beginning down to the last chain, which is 60, and you can see what that looks like, guys. I am on the last double crochet stitch. So right now that I am done, I am going to chain up 3 and flip my work over to the right side. So now you can see what that looks like. Now chain extra 2, 1, 2, yarn over and then make a double crochet stitch on that same first chain, or rather the last chain you just finished from, which is here, just like this. And this is what it looks like, guys. Now chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, skip 2 chain spaces and come to the 3rd chain space and make a double crochet stitch right there, just like this, guys, and chain up to 1, 2, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch on the same chain space, just like this. So guys, you can see what that looks like, or what the pattern is looking like. So that is the formula, or rather the pattern for this particular row 2. So this is the row 2 of our flower petal. So move over to the next third chain space and make another double crochet stitch, just like this. Chain up 2, yarn over and make another double crochet stitch on that same chain space. So now go ahead and I'll meet you when I'm done with this row. From here all the way down to here, and I'll meet you at the end once I am done. Hey guys, I am almost done working on our row 2, and this is what it looks like. I am just going to do the last chain 2 and then make one double crochet on that last chain right there. Okay, I'm going to make this double crochet just like this, then go ahead and chain 2, yarn over and make another double crochet on that very last chain space, on the same chain space. So guys, this is what it looks like. Now for row 3, chain up 2, turn your work over to the right side just like this, yarn over and make one double crochet stitch in between where you have our chain 2 space, just like this, and then chain up 2 again and make one double crochet stitch on the same chain space, make another double crochet on the same chain space. Now skip over and move down here where you have the V stitch and make 2 double crochet stitches on that space, just like this. Chain 2, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches again on the same chain space. Now skip to the next V stitch and make 2 double crochet stitches on that chain space. Chain 2, yarn over and make 2 double crochet stitches again on that same space, just like this. So guys, you can see what that looks like. I'm just going to go ahead and keep working that way until I get to the end of this particular row, then I'll show you what to do. Do not forget the pattern is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet on each V stitches, no chains in between. So I'll see you when I'm done. And now I am almost at the end of our row 3, and you can see what that looks like. Guys, I am just going to make the last 2 double crochet stitch, chain up 2, and then make the last 2 double crochet stitches on that edge, and that would be all for our row 3. So guys, for our row 4, I am going to chain up 2 as usual to begin a new row, flip my work over to the other side, and then make 7 double crochet stitches into this particular chain space where you have the V stitch. Rather, anywhere we have our chain 2 spaces in between, that is where we'll be working on. So I am going to go ahead and make 6 double crochet stitches on this first one because I already have a chain 2, making it 7. So that's it, okay, for the first one. Now we are going to move over to the next V stitch, or the next space, which is over here, and make 7 double crochet stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Complete. So 7 double crochet stitches. So I'm going to move over to the next chain space and make another 7 double crochet stitches, just like that, guys. So go ahead and keep making 7 double crochet stitches on each of these stuffs, and I'll meet you when I am done. So this is what it's looking like. You can see what that stitch looks like. So just go ahead and keep making 7 double crochet stitches until you get to the very end. So guys, just completed our row 4, and this is what our row 4 looks like with that very last stitch there. I'm just going to chain 1 and cut off our strands because we are done making the petals of this flower, or sorry, the rose rather. Yeah, so I'm going to cut that off and fasten my ends. So yeah. So now that we are done making the petals, we are going to go ahead and make the sepal and the stem of this flower using the green yarn. Okay, so like as I always do, I am going to double my strands. So I just brought out one from the inside and then one from the body part rolled out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and double my strand and start working on the sepal. So let's get started, guys. So to begin, we are going to try to make a magic ring just like this. Okay, and then I am going to use my hook to pass the strand from here and try to make a chain. Okay, so I'm going to chain up 1, 2, 3 just like this, then yarn over and try to make some double crochet stitches. Just try to make sure that the strand at the end there is out. Okay, so I'm going to make a total of 20 double crochet stitches inside this magic ring or magic circle. Okay, so I will meet you once I have completed 20. So guys, I just completed my 20th double crochet stitch. I am just going to confirm that I have 20 in the magic ring and then pull this particular string that you're seeing right here just to contrast the circle so it becomes smaller for us to start working. And now that the circle is smaller, we are going to actually pull a little bit. We are not going to close the circle totally because I'm going to be passing the stem of this flower through this circle. So I'm just leaving a little space right there, and then I'm going to make a slip stitch at the beginning of the circle and slip stitch just like this to close the circle. Okay, so this is the first round for making the sepal of this flower. So now that we are done doing that, I am going to chain up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 chains. Now I am just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see exactly what I am doing on this particular round 2. So I'm going to skip the first chain just like this and make a single crochet stitch on the next chain space just like this. On the next one, which is the 4th one, make another single crochet stitch, and on the 5th one make a double crochet stitch just like this, yarn over, and on the 6th chain space make a treble crochet stitch just like this. Now on the 7th one, which is the last chain space, we are going to yarn over and make 1 treble crochet stitch on that last chain space, and that will be all, guys. Now after making the last treble crochet stitch, we are going to count 4 chain spaces along this round and make a slip stitch on that 4th chain space just like this, and make a slip stitch just to close this particular one side of our star. We are trying to create a star, so go ahead now on that same chain space and chain up 7 just like this again, and repeat the same pattern we just did, which is slip stitch on the 6th chain, which is here from the back, and then make a single crochet stitch right here on the next chain space, make another single crochet stitch right beside that, which is here, then yarn over and make 1 double crochet stitch right here on the 3rd chain, which is here, then yarn over and make 1 treble crochet stitch here on the 6th rather, and then yarn over and make the last treble crochet stitch on the 7th chain space right there. So just make sure you are doing the right thing. Just follow the same thing we just did on the first one, then you count 4 chains along the round and slip stitch right there, and that would be end of this particular side of the star. So you're going to keep repeating this, guys, until you get back to the beginning where you started from. So guys, right now I am on the last side or end of this particular star, which I am about to make my last treble crochet stitch right here. And once I am done with the treble crochet stitch, I am going to go ahead and count 4 chain spaces and make a slip stitch right there on the beginning, just to end this particular round. Sorry, I just realized that my camera wasn't recording what I did at the end, so for record's sake I am going to repeat exactly what I did just so you see what I did exactly. So what I did was that at the end of this, you are going to pass this over to the back and then slip stitch at the back. Okay, that is how to end this in a very neat way. So I'm going to go ahead now and tie the back ends together when I am done, okay, just to secure our end so that this star doesn't loosen up later on. So once you're done knotting twice, you can go ahead and snap off the ends, and that would be all for the sepal of this rose flower, guys. The star is ready. So that's it, guys. This is our star which we are going to be using for the rose. So now the various parts of the flower is ready. We are going to begin to make the rose, guys. So now I am going to bring in my wooden stick, which I'll be using for the stem of this rose flower, and I'm going to be bringing in my glue gun, hot glue gun, as well with the glue stick. So make sure you plug this to the electricity before you begin, but let it not be so hot, okay? Now to begin, I am going to put some glue on the beginning end of this wooden stick, which we are going to be attaching to the petal. So I'm just going to let you watch while I make the rose. So this is how you fold the rose. Now we are going to place this wooden stick on the petal, and then we are going to start folding just like this. As we put the glue on the body, on the first roll of the petals, we are going to be rolling this and pressing this firmly. So how you actually roll your petal determines what design of rows you are going to be creating. So make sure that this row 1 are all on the same line for us to have the actual petal we want to make now. So go ahead and roll to the end. Once you have rolled up to the end just like this, make sure you check the behind that everything is on one row. Then you can go ahead and secure the end or the edge just like this on the straight line there. Put some glue and press that down neatly. Okay, this can be a little bit messy, but you have to be careful when you are doing anything with your glue. Make sure you're not putting so much quantity, but make sure you press them down neatly. So guys, this is what our rose looks like. Very beautiful. So this is the first rose. Like I said, make sure that the ends are all on the same line. Okay, I'm going to be showing you another rose I had made earlier, which has a different shape, all due to the rolling. That one was rolled out, while this one was rolled in a different way. That is why you see the end is not the same. You can check the backs, they are not the same. And this is how I formed this particular rose that is giving an ice cream cone shape. So in case you want something like that, you can roll that way, but this is how we are going to be rolling this one for the sake of this particular tutorial. Now I am going to go ahead and put some glue behind our rose just like this, and then put in the star, the green star, just like this into the back side, and then press that down. So this is me pressing the star down because we are about to attach the sepal to the petal of the flower. Now that the rose is ready, I am going to go ahead and start rolling the stem part of this rose. So you can watch carefully and see the way I roll this. I'm going to be beginning from the top part and make sure that every side of this wood is well covered by rolling neatly. Okay. And this is what our rose stem looks like, well folded and wrapped. You can see what the rose looks like. This is very beautiful, guys. Very neat as well. You can go ahead and make more roses as you want. As for me, I'm going to be making more because I'm making a bouquet. So guys, that is the final look of our rose. You can see what that looks like in the intro and outro. very beautiful. You can go ahead and scent your roses as you wish. Thank you guys for watching up until now. If you watched up until here, don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe. If you do not subscribe, you might not come across this channel again because there are so many creators. So please do not forget to hit that subscribe button to join this family, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.